Hi friends, welcome to my channel and welcome if you're new. I know I've got a good few new subscribers. I'm nearly 100. Who knew? Anyway, I thought I'd pop on today because after I did my Marseille unboxing of the Gulliver Tarot, the French one, the Marseille deck, I was it a few days ago, I was sort of perusing eBay, as you shouldn't. Dangerous. Anyway, I was perusing eBay and I came across this deck here, which is another Marseille deck, and it's the Archetypal Tarot. It's this one here. And it cost me the grand total of £15.75p. And I was like, buy, put it in the basket, buy it now. When I saw the artwork, I just absolutely fell in love. I've never heard of this deck before. It's by Tinta, T-I-N-T-A. I will flip the camera and do a walkthrough of the deck so you can see what I mean about the images. Oh gosh, it is absolutely gorgeous, and it's French. Also, the thing is, the guidebook is also written in French, so I have a cunning plan. Let me tell you, this is the little book here, okay, and it's got, for the major arcanas, it's actually got full colour pictures, which is wonderful, and then a little write-up, and then for the minors, look at this, for the minors it's just got, sorry about the dog moaning, he's just had his dinner and he's feeling very happy. It's just a tiny little write-up for the minors. Sorry about the glare yet again. And so what I've done is I've used Google Translate. Now, what I thought I would do, cunning plan here, was deconstruct this book, actually take this book apart, and because it's got the full colour images in there, what I thought I would do, oh, there's a plane. Excuse me while the plane goes past. I do live not far from an airport, so we have to endure these things from time to time. Actually, I think that's a helicopter. It might be the air ambulance. I hope everyone's okay. I don't like when the air ambulance goes over. I always think, oh dear, someone's in trouble. Anyway, back to the video. Getting lost again. What I thought I would do is use a traveller's notebook, deconstruct the little book that came with it, and paste it into the traveller's notebook and write in the translated, obviously, that's why I use Google Translate, write the meanings in underneath those cards. What do you think? Good idea? So I've got already had one, a new insert. This is my traveller's notebook, nice blue one. It's got nice little dingly danglies on it. In blue. So I don't know if you know what a traveller's notebook is, but basically it's a leather cover with a band on it, which you can put, what have I got in here? Which you can put notebooks in, and then you can take them in and out. So in here I've got a little wallet with some coloured pens here that I could, they all relate, there's 5, so they all relate to the different parts of the tarot. So I've got pink for cups, green for pentacles, purple for the majors. I'll just show you actually. So it's sort of my colour coding, the way I colour code. So yeah, those are the pens. Very nice they are too. Interested? So those go in the little pouch. Ooh. At the front, and this pouch sort of, it's the back of the pouch is sort of at the back here, and that's the see-through one. I've also got a nice leather one as well, me being me. Yeah, so it's got little inserts at the front here and a zip at the back. Ooh, there. Okay, And then I've actually already got a couple of notebooks in here. I've got what's it called, a free date one, which means there's no writing on there, but there, portioned out for each month, and that's just the first book that's in there. Then the second book I've got in there, I was already documenting. So at the front I was documenting cards, and then the little write-ups on each card. Daily draws this is. So yeah, lots of them. So that's what I was using it for. So already using it in a way that I wanted to. But what I thought is I might dedicate a traveller's notebook to the Marseilles, because it's a system I don't know. I've never studied the Marseilles. So what a better way to start than to actually dedicate one of these notebooks to this deck and see how I go. That's my plan anyway. And looking at this deck, I'll show you a few of the images here. I mean, look at the inside of that box. Isn't that gorgeous? That's the inside of the bottom, and then that's the inside of the top. That's an absolutely beautiful deck. Gorgeous. And these are the backs. It's quite thick cardstock. A little bit taller than the Rider-Waite-Smith, just slightly taller. Same width. Yeah. This. Show you a few of the images before I do the top down. You get a little feel of what you're looking at. There's a few of the majors. It's a hangwall. Star. Beautiful. And then, let's see, cool cards. And looking through it, it sort of reminds me a little bit of another deck I've got, another Marseilles deck. I seem to be collecting them. My new obsession. Which is, I've had it for a while actually, I never used it because it's Marseilles. Which is this one. I don't know if you know this one. This is the Tarot Ink and Intuition. And the reason I got this one is that when I went to the Works, it was probably a couple of years ago. Yeah, I went to the Works, which is a local shop here in town, very budget bookshop. Yeah, it's a budget bookshop in this town called the Works. They're all over the country. And they had this, but as a colouring book. So it's just the line work, just the lined outlines, and that's what this sort of reminds me of a little bit. But just having a quick look through, it isn't really, it's, although it says tattoo, I think these would be really nice tattoos. Guys, stop moaning. What's the matter with you? Ding dong. Right, where was I? Yeah, I think these would make nice tattoos. There's some of the images in here would make lovely tattoos. It's a little bit circusy. If you don't like clowns, then I wouldn't recommend it. Because it's, yeah. Anyway, I think that's all I've got to say. So, yeah, I thought what I'll do is I'll go through the deck, have a little look at the book with you as well on top down before I deconstruct it. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deconstruct it. So join me for the next part where I show you all of the cards in this super cheap, super bargain deck. Okay, so the video cut out, lack of space, unfortunately. So I've deleted some stuff off, and well, I reckon we'll be okay now. Anyway, so where was I? I was going to show you the book before I deconstruct it. That was the plan. And this is the book. So let's just zoom in a little bit. There we go. So we've got the picture of the Fool on the front, and then on the back we've got a picture of the World card from the deck. And inside this lovely image, and guess who that is? It's the Devil. And it's printed in 2021, so it's not that old. I've got myself such a bargain here. And as I said, it's all in French. So, what do we have? Let's have a look. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all rights reserved. So, the copyright and all about that. This is the artist, and she's called... This is her name here. I'm not going to say it because I'll just butcher it. And a little bit about her. So if I hold that there, if you do want to do a bit of Google Translate yourself and find out what that's about, then you're most welcome. Then we've got an index, one of the pick cards there, which looks like the... at a guess, I would say that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of swords. Yes, it's the 5 of swords. There's the rose, Venus. If you look back to my last video on the 5 of swords in the decanic journey, you see me talk about that on the 5 of swords there. Anyway. So, an index of the cards and the page numbers, and then the minors and the different suits, an introduction, bit of the history, a little bit about the deck itself, and then how to use the cards. I think this book will come apart quite easily actually. And then we have a full colour image for each of the major cards. So what I intend to do is cut that out, put that in my traveller's notebook, and then write underneath the translated text. So they've got that for all the majors. And then to the World. To the Fool, and the Fool of course is the final card, comes at the end of the major arcana. And we've got the minor arcana, and here is the King of Swords, no, Knight of Swords, there you go. I made a mistake already. The Knight of Swords. It's a gorgeous colour, this, like a burgundy colour. A little bit about the suit, and then we go through each of the numbers in the minors. So there we go. It's all the way through to the end, and that's it. So yeah, that's the book. So I'll just zoom in and go through the cards. So we have our Fool, Magician, High Priestess, or here Priestess. Isn't it wonderful? You've got all the elements you need here in a very stylized, simple, graphic fashion. Empress. That's interesting because it's got the rose, and I was talking about that in the last video when I was doing the decon walk, the way the rose was deconstructed in the 5 of Swords. That correlated to Venus, the Venus rose being split apart and deconstructed. That Emperor, very Egyptian. And the square, very square structure here. Here the Hierophant with his key to knowledge. And also it's got the hand position that we see in the Rider-Waite-Smith. The Lovers. So for the Chariot, we've still got the 2 horses, but this time we have a ship. Justice, yin and yang there. And then the scales. And a sword of truth. Oh, these are gorgeous. There's some such gorgeous decks out there now to choose from. And for the Hermit, we've got his lamp. Wheel of Fortune. This time we have fish going around. Look at that for strength. So obviously being the Marseille deck, strength and justice are reversed numbers. So instead of 8, it's 11, and justice is 8. The Hanged One. Oh, the card that shan't be named. See the transformation with the butterfly from the skull? Oh, and even got the size there. Temperance. So we're mixing from top to bottom here with the Temperance card, and we have the Angel's Wings. I like this devil. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, wow. It's gorgeous. I'm going to say gorgeous a lot, I think. Ah, the tower. Looks a bit like a lighthouse. The stripes. No crashing waves or sea at the bottom there. The star. And she's pouring from the jugs 2 different colours. The moon, so we've got the dog, the wolf and the crayfish is normal. The sun. Judgment. So we've got the trumpet calling and angel's wings coming from the clouds and the sun. And then the world. No figure in the world. Okay, so that's the majors. Like I said, it's Marseille, so it's a pip deck. And let's see how to do this. I was thinking, when I was looking through it, of separating these court cards, because I think they actually, I like the way they correlate, so I think I'm going to do that. So our pages, all with their suit emblems, so the wands, the cup, the sword, and the pentacles, or coins. And they've all got us like a similar aesthetic, aren't they? Although I like the way they're all looking in individual directions. The knights are all horses. Really interesting. The hand on this one. The sword suit. This one looks like a show horse, doesn't it? Our queens. Now, what's interesting here, we only have one queen where we can see the eyes, but the mouth is sort of, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a covered mouth with the hilt of the sword or the shape of the mouth. I think it's the hilt of the sword. So for the coins, it's just an eye and some what looks like bird footprints. Is this the back of the Queen's head? I'm not quite sure. And then this one, her eyes are covered, or their eyes are covered. Such interesting depictions there. And then when we come on to our kings here, we've got them all looking to the right of the card. We see all their eyes, we see all their facial features. The kings have, in the cups and in the coins, have moustaches. This king and this king here, so the wands and the swords, actually look female. Now this is sort of strange to me because the energy of wands and of swords are active energy, which you would associate as a masculine yang energy, whereas the cups and the coins are a yin energy, a female yin sort of energy, and they've actually combined the two there by using sort of features of different genders. These have got quite an Egyptian feel. Oh, I could look at this deck for hours. It's so mesmerising. Okay, so those are the chords. I'll just do silent walkthrough of the pip cards, and I will do the same as I normally do with pip cards and do them as piles. I am so pleased with my purchase. I think I got an absolute bargain here. I haven't started my Marseille studies yet. I have now got a few decks actually, and I'm just so looking forward to doing it, but obviously I'm doing my decon walk and other things at the same time, so I think it's a little bit on the back burner at the moment. Oh, but this just excites me. It really, you know, it's like that Tarot de Gulliver. It actually really speaks to me, if you like. I've noticed, I think it's a thing with all Marseille decks, that in the first three suits, the wands, the cups and the swords, the cards are all numbered. Yeah? All of them are numbered. Whereas in the coin suit, there's no numbers on the card. There's the publisher or deck creator's name always on the 2 of coins and the date. So this is 2019, Dinta. Beautiful card. But then on the rest of the coins, there's actually no number. So maybe you have to count them as you go. It's getting quite dark, but I thought I'd just talk a little bit about the Traveller's Notebook, in case you're wondering what it's all about. So this is the insert that I'm going to use, and it's a grid one. There you go. It's a 002 Traveller's Notebook, and it's got grid outlines in there. So I'll be actually able to marry up the images squarely. If you like. Better than doing it freehand. So it's all it is just squared note paper. That's it. If you can see that. This light's getting really bad. But it's like an off-white colour. 64 pages, grid, 5mm. So I'll be able to line up the image. Quite easily on there, and then just right underneath the description of the card. So that's how I'm going to study it, and this is how I'm going to store it in my Traveller's Notebook. So it's just like a band at the back that then goes over. You'll see, if you look on YouTube, there are loads and loads of videos on Traveller's Notebook. It's a lovely, lovely soft leather, this one. In the front are my pens in a pouch, one collar for each suit and one for the majors. These are my little trinkets. It's a little key, see, key to the tarot, and my initial, this. Okay. And I've got this one's falling out a little bit. It's just basically it goes in the back there like that, just slots in. And then I've got another leather one, because that was basically just a way of storing this leather pouch actually. And then it's got the zipper in there. And then I've got 2 notebooks in there that I've stored on this. There's inside, you get this band here where you can put your notebooks, and you put them, I've got a rubber band there and there. This is the free monthly. Got some blank pages at the back. And then I intend to take this one. A little tip, because they're stapled here, they can actually perish, these bands. So it's a good idea to not actually put the band in the exact centre for that reason, and just to put them in one without there. So now I've got, if I want, I've got 3 books. So to show you, you take these ones out. So that's your middle band, okay? So, and then what I did is I took that band. It looks more complicated than it actually is, really. So I've got one band that I've put between two books, do you see? So if I take that one out, that's what I've done. I've just put the band in between the two books here, like so. Okay. And then slotted that one through the middle band, like so. Because there's only one band in the middle here, like that. And then what I can do, this is just a bookmark. What I can do is then put this one actually on that band, and that way I've got 3 notebooks in one cover. Clever, huh? And they just slide in and out like that. There we go. And you've got your bookmark there. So, all good. Grid. And what's this one? It's a monthly insert. I think 006 would be the number you'd go for, whereas this one is a 002. They all come numbered for ease of reference. Anyway, that's the Traveller's Notebook system, in case you were wondering. Okay, I'm back with my completed insert, so I just thought I'd give you a quick flip through show of what I've done. I took the cover of the book, and I've just, not very well by the looks of it, but I have pasted on top of the Traveller's Notebook there. They do get stained pretty quickly, these things, so I don't know, I might decorate the rest of it, I'm not too sure yet. And then I've put some of the book actually into the Traveller's Notebook. This is how to use tarot, basically. I sort of understand the gist of it. Then I used some washi tape so I could do just a flip over page here. So it's the front page that I showed you, and then a little bit about the author, and then I've got a blank page there. I'm not sure how I'm going to utilise that, whether I'm going to decorate it or what, I'm not sure yet. But the crux of the book, as I said, is pasting the image in, and then the translated text. So that's what I've done. So for all the majors, I did it in the purple pen. That's all the majors. So they've all got the image on the left hand side and the text on the right for the majors. Did that all the way through to the full. And then when I got to the minors, I washi taped in the title page for minors, and then I've translated what it said on the back of there. So each suit I've done in respective colours, and done like a little one page for the energy of the suit. So there we go for the suit of wands, element of action, fire. Okay, and then I've just done the individual cards there, 1 to 10, over 2 pages, and then the chords on our left hand, and then we go on to the next suit. So I've done this one in pink, and then the same, this one in blue for swords and air, the same, ace to 10, court cards, and then the coins in green for earth, 1 to 10, court cards, and then it just left me with 1 page, which I'm not sure what to do with that. I might do just a little synopsis of numbers 1 through 10 and their essential meanings, because I think that might be worthwhile doing. And then I just pasted the rest of the book, actually washi taped it and pasted the back page into the back page of this one. So that's, yeah, that's the whole thing, and it's fitted in quite nicely actually. I'm really pleased with it. So yeah, that's my own little white book for my archetypal tarot. So I hope you've enjoyed this little process. Okay, so that's my little walkthrough of the tarot, the archetypal tarot. I'm not even going to try a French accent. And my traveller's notebook, and at some point I will do a walkthrough of the tattoo tarot. What I intend to do actually is do a little series on my Marseilles decks. I thought that might be nice just to show you what I've got, because I've got a few really nice ones now before I actually start studying it. Yeah, thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure to do these videos, and I hope it's a pleasure for you to watch them. And anyway, until the next one, bye for now. Bye.